tonight is on Parens Patriae. I'm just going to talk about it. You got child support case. All right, here we go. There we go. Parens Patriae. First, the document. I'm also going to trade the document. I'll show you what it's all about. I'm on the YouTube channel for Texas Paralegal Guy, and I'm also on the sui juris fads against parental alienation on Facebook. I'm on there right now, so I'm going to do this video. It's about Parens Patriae. If you do have a child support case and you don't know what to do to get out of it, or you have no idea, or you don't know what to do, hey, you can always leave a comment. If you're on Facebook, you can leave a comment inside the chat. I'll send a message to you from Facebook, so I can say, it's just gonna say what's up, so you know you can leave a message in the chat, and I'll be able to see you. So like I just did, what's up? See right there, Texas Paralegal Guy on YouTube channel and inside the Facebook group. So there you go. You have it right there. You want to chat with me? You can chat right there. I'm trying to get 1,000 subscribers to this channel. I had an old YouTube channel, Texas Paralegal Guy, and I had over 5,000 subscribers, but I deleted it because it had old stuff on there from old websites when we first began. I don't want people going around still searching and looking for that, so we deleted and started this channel. So I would like to get a lot of subscribers. If you like this video that you're hearing tonight, why don't you go ahead and like it? Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Give it a thumbs up, and it's just gonna help the station grow. It's gonna help this YouTube channel go faster. I give you more information as it go on, as I find out about it. But tonight we're gonna talk about Parens Patriae. If you have any questions, you got the chat right there. Just leave me a message inside the chat. We can chat. It's not a big deal. I'll be in this bad boy trying to help you out as much as we can. So make sure you remember what we're in here for. It's Texas Paralegal Guy official YouTube channel. This is Child Support Solutions. My child support solutions segment. I'm gonna do a whole segment on child support and how to get rid of it, and how to get yourself out of the system of child support. I'm gonna show you how to do all that. You're gonna learn real quick on how to get this stuff done. Trust me, you're gonna learn fast, and you're gonna get it done, because if child support is fraud, hey, you want to be able to get rid of it if you can. I mean, it's the idea is that if you're gonna take care of the child, you should take care of the child yourself personally. You should take, if you made a child, you the other parent made a child, y'all should be able to take care of the child yourself. I think that's how it really should go. You should, if you made a child together, you should take care of the child. I think that that's the fairest thing to do, is that you and the other parent make an agreement to do it. If you're not, I'm gonna show you why they're getting away with this, and it's called Parens Patriae. Okay, Parens Patriae is what they're getting away with. So I'm gonna give a few more people time to come on. I'm gonna make more videos now. If you hear this video and you don't like it, or you don't subscribe to this channel, you don't give it the thumbs up, I'm not gonna make any more. Told y'all before, in order for to get this channel going right, I need for everyone to come in. When you see this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like it, share it with some of your friends on Facebook, and some of your friends on YouTube. Share it. If you want to chat with me, go to YouTube. Go to Texas Paralegal Guy official channel on YouTube, and you'll be able to chat with me live inside the chat. I also got a number here I'm going to call. I'm going to start giving that number out later, because I don't want to start doing it right now, because people get out of hand with it. If you have any questions about anything, the website is globalcommunicationsent.org, globalcommunicationsent.org. If you want to go and join and be a member on texasparalegalguy.org, it's a website where you can go download documents that I get from Westlaw, so to help you in your research and get done what you need to get done, okay? If you want to shout out right quick, go ahead and tell me what your name is in the chat. Tell me where you're from, and I'll give you a quick shout out right now. I'm getting this channel back crunk again. This new Texas Paralegal Guy channel. So y'all go ahead and like it, subscribe to the videos. Give the thumbs up. If you in the chat, tell me what your name is. I'll give you a shout out. So let's go and get to this here. This is very important, because it kind of gives you an idea. I'm gonna let Microsoft Word read it to you, because this is gonna be very important for you to know about this here, and I want to make sure enough people come on so before we get on this. So let's get on it. It's called Parens Patriae. I want you to learn about it, and we're gonna get into this, okay? All right. So here we go. Um, Parens Patriae. I'm gonna let Microsoft read it to you, so that way you can go back and listen to this video yourself. I'm gonna let Microsoft Word read it to you, and you're gonna have a better understanding. So let's go ahead and go through this right quick. All right, here we go. It's gonna read it out loud. I'm still here on the audio. Okay, so check it out. Here we go. I hope that you all can see it first. Hope you can see that. So that's what's gonna be read aloud right there. Parents Patriae. So here we go. We get ready to read it. Have Microsoft Word to read it aloud. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Parens Patriae. What is Parens
Parens
Patriae?
Patriae?
Definition and examples.
Understand the government's right to act as a guardian. Book about guardianship and parenting. By Robert Longley. Updated on January 4, 2021. Parens Patriae is a legal term referring to the power of the government to act on behalf of people who are unable to care for themselves. For example, the doctrine of Parens Patriae empowers a judge to assign or reassign custody of a minor child, regardless of the parent's wishes. In practice, Parens Patriae may be applied as narrowly as representing the interests of a single child and as broadly as protecting the well-being of the entire population. Parens Patriae is a Latin term meaning parent of the fatherland. It is a legal term that refers to government's power to act as the legal guardian for people who are unable to care for themselves. Parens Patriae is most commonly applied to cases regarding the custody and care of minor children and disabled adults. However, Parens Patriae is also applied in lawsuits between the states and in suits dealing with the well-being of a state's entire population, e.g. environmental concerns or natural disasters. Parens Patriae definition. Parens Patriae is a Latin term meaning parent of the fatherland. In law, it is the power of the government, through the courts, to intervene on the behalf of individuals or groups of individuals who are unable to represent their own interests. For example, children and disabled adults who lack willing and able caregivers often require the intervention of the courts through the doctrine of Parens Patriae. Rooted in 16th century English common law, Parens Patriae was considered in feudal times to be the royal prerogative of the king, as the father of the country, to act on behalf of the people. During the 17th and 18th centuries, the term became more closely associated with the power of the courts to protect the rights of children and incapacitated adults. Parens Patriae doctrine in the United States. In the United States, Parens Patriae has been expanded by the courts to include the power of the state to act on the behalf of all of its citizens regardless of their age or health. Precedence for this far broader application of Parens Patriae was established by the U.S. Supreme Court in the 1900 case of Louisiana v. Texas. In the case, Louisiana sued to prevent Texas from using its public health quarantine regulations to prevent Louisiana merchants from sending goods into Texas. In its landmark decision, the Supreme Court acknowledged that Louisiana had the power to bring the suit as Parens Patriae representative of all of its citizens rather than any individual person or business. In the 1972 case of In Hawaii v. Standard Oil Co., the state of Hawaii sued 4 oil companies seeking to recover damages to its citizens and general economy resulting from price fixing. While the Supreme Court ruled that Hawaii could sue as Parens Patriae guardian of its people, it could do so only to force the oil companies to end their illegal pricing collusion, not for monetary damages. The citizens, said the court, would have to sue individually for damages. Examples of Parens Patriae in juvenile court. Sadly, Parens Patriae is most commonly associated with cases involving the parental custody of minor children. One example of Parens Patriae in modern juvenile courts is when custody of a child is temporarily taken from the parents. The child is placed in the care of social services or foster parents until the court determines what is in the best interest of the child. The parents are allowed court-supervised visitation with the child to help the court determine the validity of accusations of mistreatment made against them. Another common example is when the parent's custodial rights are terminated by the government based on clear and indisputable evidence of abuse, neglect, or endangerment. The child is placed into a foster home until a permanent adoption can be arranged, or the child can be placed with a family member that the child is comfortable living with permanently. The broader applications of Parens Patriae. In 1914, the U.S. Congress enacted the Clayton Antitrust Act, granting broad powers to the state attorneys general to file parens patriae suits on behalf of their citizens or corporations harmed by violations of the Sherman Antitrust Act. This broader application of parens patriae was tested in the 1983 case of Pennsylvania v. Mid-Atlantic Toyota Distributors, Inc. In this high-profile case, the Fourth U.S. Circuit Court in Maryland ruled that the attorney generals of 6 states had legal standing to act as parens patriae plaintiffs in a lawsuit to recover damages for their citizen who had been overcharged in a price-fixing scheme by a group of car dealers. The court reasoned that since the price-fixing scheme had violated federal antitrust laws, and state constitutions, the states could sue on behalf of their citizens. Since the states had thus been empowered to act as the trustee of the public, a growing number of parens patriae suits are being filed in cases involving the well-being of the general population rather than specific monetary damages. Often involving natural resource disasters, such as oil spills, hazardous waste releases, and the effects of climate change, the prevalence of parens patriae actions is likely to increase in the future. For example, in 2007, Massachusetts led a group of mostly East Coast states in suing to force the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, to regulate greenhouse gas emissions they claimed were causing rising sea levels due to global warming. These rising seas have already begun to swallow Massachusetts' coastal land, stated the petitioners. In the resulting case of Massachusetts v. EPA, the Supreme Court ruled that the states had legal standing as parens patriae to sue the EPA. In April 2018, a coalition of 17 states led by California filed a preemptive parens patriae lawsuit against President Donald Trump over his proposal to roll back implementation of tougher national vehicle fuel economy standards established by President Barack Obama. In its petition, California called the EPA's plan to weaken auto emissions rules an unlawful violation of the Clean Air Act. "This is about health, it's about life and death," former California Governor Jerry Brown said at the time. "I'm going to fight it with everything I can." Sources: Parens Patriae. Nallo's Plain English Law Dictionary. Himes, J.L., Two Enforcers Separated by a Common Mission, Public and Private Attorneys General. The Federal Bar Council, 2008. Massachusetts v. Environmental Protection Agency. Ballotpedia. Supreme Court. Carbon dioxide is pollution. Natural Resources Defense Council Incorporated, 2007. Tabucci, Hiroko, and Davenport, Coral. California sues Trump administration over car emissions rules. New York Times, 2018. The origin of this doctrine is in common law and was made use by the English Chancery to give power to the Crown to administer estates of orphans. The same doctrine was applied by the United States Supreme Court in the case of Louisiana v. Texas, 1. Later, this doctrine has found its way into the Indian legal system. The term parens patriae means parent of the nation. It places the state in the role of parent of nation. If we look at the doctrine narrowly, it is primarily used in juvenile justice cases where the state is given the power to intervene and act for the welfare of the child, thus replacing the negligent parent or guardian. The state can not only interfere for minors, but can also act as the parent for disabled and incompetent persons who are unable to represent themselves. As per the modern guardianship status, both the state and the court need to act accountably and respect the fiduciary relationship, with the thought that they were to be directly accountable to the incompetent person if he were to turn competent again. 2. This term can also be interpreted broadly to encompass within its ambit a much wider scope, which is that of a welfare state. In fact, most Indian cases seem to prefer sticking to this broad definition. The state as the guardian of the nation at large has the integral responsibility of looking after the rights and needs of its citizens. The Indian Constitution enforces this doctrine through the preamble, the fundamental rights and the directive principles of state policy. The preamble mentions about social and economic justice and also strives to protect the dignity of the individual. This implies the use of this doctrine whereby the state comes to the protection of any individual who is unable to safeguard his/her own dignity and thereby also promoting social justice in the society. This doctrine also finds use during natural calamities, widespread environmental pollution and health emergencies. It is indeed during these trying times that the state needs to take up the role of parent of the nation and work towards the well-being of its people. The biggest example of this is the Bhopal gas tragedy, that took place and left thousands dead and still thousands others struggling. It was after this tragedy that the state placed itself as the guardian of all the victims and brought a suit against the Union Carbide Corporation on behalf of all the victims. Later on, this company was held absolutely liable and asked to pay huge compensation. This doctrine could be related to the doctrine of public trust and also the doctrine of escheat. If we would take a look at the public trust doctrine, we would find that there too, the state acts as a trustee of all the environmental resources which belong to the public at large and not to a private person. It is the state's duty to protect this public property from going into the hands of a single person or group of persons. Here the concept of trusteeship can be linked in a way to guardianship under the doctrine of Parens Patriae. If the state was not considered to be the parent of the nation, the state would never have been made the trustee. Next, if we look at the doctrine of escheat, it points out that the ultimate receiver of any private property is ultimately the state. This implies that in case an individual has no heirs of his/her own, the final heir would always be the state and the state would decide how that property would be controlled. This also implies the fact that the state is the guardian of all people. Following the Bhopal gas tragedy case, there was the case of Charan Lal Sahu v. Uoi, 4, where the Supreme Court of India beautifully pointed out the doctrine of Parens Patriae. The court held the connotation of the term Parens Patriae differs from country to country. For instance, in England it is the king, in America it is the people, etc. According to Indian concept, Parens Patriae doctrine recognized king as the protector of all citizens as parent. Conceptually, the Parens Patriae theory is the obligation of the state to protect and take into custody the rights and privileges of its citizens for discharging its obligations. 5. The concept of Parens Patriae has been expanded further in the case of Anand Kishore Prasad Sinha v. The state of Bihar, 6, where it was stated that it is a protective measure used by the social welfare state and the state in pursuance of its greater goal of securing better rights for the individuals in the future may also cause the deprivation of certain rights at present. Though this power of the state is one of public policy and is inherent, it is still liable to come under judicial scrutiny to check the proper use of this power. In case of Anuj Garg and others v. Hotel Association of India, 7, where Section 30 of the Punjab Excise Act of 1914 was challenged, which prohibited both male and female workers to work in any premises where liquor is publicly consumed, the court held the same to be justified on the ground that the state was using its Parens Patriae power in this regard. Sometimes, even courts exceed their Parens Patriae jurisdiction by using it in unnecessary circumstances. In the case of Shafin Jahan v. Ashokan Km. 8, better known as the Hadiya case, the parents of a missing girl filed a writ petition in the High Court asking to annul her marriage, but the girl gave a statement of having free will while entering into the marriage. Even after her statement, the court annulled the marriage by applying the doctrine of Parens Patriae. In analyzing the above, the Supreme Court later pointed out that the Parens Patriae jurisdiction cannot be used in every circumstance arbitrarily, but can only be used in exceptional circumstances where the incompetency of the person or group of persons or endangering circumstances is perfectly visible. In recent times too, during the pandemic that has caused widespread health emergency, the imposition of nationwide lockdowns can also be a sign of usage of Parens Patriae. In fact, the same application of Parens Patriae seems to be missing during the second wave of the pandemic, as is seen from compromised state intervention to manage the disaster and leaving the same on private parties. 1. Louisiana v. Texas, 176 U.S. 1, 1900. 2. S. Payton, the concept of the person in the Parens Patriae jurisdiction over previously competent persons, PubMed, May 3, 2021, 9:18 p.m., https://pubmed.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov/1479309. 3. Union Carbide Corporation v. UOI, Air 1990 SC 273. 1. 4. Charan Lal, Sahu v. UOI, Air 1990 SC 1480. 5. https://indianqanun.org/doc/299215. 6. Anand Kishore Prasad Sinha v. The State of Bihar, in the High Court of Judicature at Patna, Criminal Writ Jurisdiction Case No. 366 of 2020. 7. Anuj Garg and others v. Hotel Association of India, Appeal, Civil, 5657 of 2007. 8. Shafin Jahan v. Ashokan KM, 2018 SCC Online SC 343. Author, Sharada Raichaudhuri, from Hidayatullah National Law University, HNLU, Raipur.
Okay, now I just let you all hear that being read out to you so you can understand what Parens Patriae is, and it's how the court system decides because you're incompetent and you cannot make decisions for yourself. They have the general duty to make a decision for all of the citizens. That's under Parens Patriae. So when you go into court and you're talking about child support or any kind of custody issue, you mention that you're not under Parens Patriae. Okay. You're not under that. You got to put that in your document. So you need this document right here. Need that document right there. You're going to need that document. And this document, I have it. I can put it on the download section inside the TexasParalegalGuide.org website. And also, if you're a member already, you can request it, and I'll send the document to you in your email, or I send it to you from your HubSpot email on our HubSpot system. But send your email of it. This is Parens Patriae. You need to know about this. Also, the documents that go along with it. If you're in Georgia, you got the writ of abscondum to file in a custody case. If you're in any other state, I can tell you about the statutory power of attorney that you're gonna need. You're gonna need a trust, and you're gonna need a trustee on that trust. A revocable living trust would be the best thing to say. I say you get. Also, irrevocable trust or SPC, UCC1 financial statement. You can get it here. Texas Paralegal Guide course, the Global Communication Entertainment. You get it from us also. And we also can help you with anything that you got going on as far as debts, discharging, all the things you got about the 1099s, all this stuff. Hey, I got a whole lot of videos I got to make for you back to back because I've been quiet for a while watching all the gurus do their thing. And I finally realized that I don't think no one's going to tell you the truth. So I'm able to go ahead and get around to doing it. Everything I get to you is from the American Bar Association or Westlaw. It's easy to determine if you have the right information or not. Hold on a second. Let me find my screen over here. If you got the right information, you can determine that by actually, if you get a document from someone, send it to me. Okay, all you had to do is send it to me, and I will take a look at it, and I'll put it through Westlaw, and Westlaw can come tell me, if this document's legit or not. Okay, that's it. If you want to know about that. Now the abscondum, this is a document right now. It'd probably be hard for you to view it right quick, but I'm going to show you this document right quick. It's called the abscondum. I'm going to share it with you right quick. I'm going to let it read out to you right quick. I'm going to open it up right quick, and I'm going to let it read to you. Okay. All right. Let's see. It's another case. I'm working on my own case, so. We're going to let you read this out right quick. I'm going to let you listen to this, and this is the abscondum, okay? Pay attention.
Abscondum. The LAW.com Law Dictionary and Black's Law Dictionary 2nd ed. In Scotch law. To make avizandum with a process is to take it from the public court to the private consideration of the judge. Bell. Chambers in practice. The private room or office of a judge, any place in which a chambers. The law.com Law Dictionary and Black's Law Dictionary 2nd ed. In practice. The private room or office of a judge, any place in which a judge hears motions, signs papers, or does other business pertaining to his office, when he is not holding a session of court. Business so transacted is said to be done in chambers. In re Neagle, c. 39 Federal 855, 5 L.R. A 78, Von Schmidt v. Woodber, 99 calories, 511, 34, Pac. 109, Hoskins v. Baxter, 64 Minnesota, 226, 66 N.W., 969. The term is also applied, in England, to the private office of a barrister. In international law, portions of the sea cut off by lines drawn from one promontory to another, or included within lines extending from the point of one cape to the next, situate on the sea coast of the same nation, and which are claimed by that nation as asylums for merchant vessels, and exempt from the operations of belligerents. Avizandum. Evizndm. N. Law, Scots law. A judge's or court's decision to consider a case privately before giving judgment. B. A judge's or court's private consideration of a case before giving judgment. C. The period during which judgment is delayed in these circumstances. A. Judge or court makes avizandum when time is needed to consider arguments or submissions made. 28 U.S. Code, Section 1651 Writs. U.S. Code. Notes. A. The Supreme Court and all courts established by Act of Congress may issue all writs necessary or appropriate in aid of their respective jurisdictions and agreeable to the usages and principles of law. B. An alternative writ or rule nisi may be issued by a justice or judge of a court which has jurisdiction. June 25, 1948, ch. 646, 62 Stat. 944, May 24, 1949, ch. 139, Section 90, 63 Stat. 102.
All right. So now that is avizandum, but you can do a writ, and that's why I want you to see this part right here on the document. Let's be sure it again. Show this part on the document right here. I want you to see this part when it says the Supreme Court and all courts established by the Act of Congress may issue all writs necessary for appropriate in aid of their respective jurisdiction and agreeable to the uses and principles of law. B. An alternative patriae. You got to pull yourself from under Parens Patriae in order for you to win your child support case, because the government think they have a right to make decisions on your behalf, whether you like it or not. Even if you're the parent and you disagree with it, they don't care. The government said they have a right to make a decision. Like in the pandemic, they have a right to make a decision for every single person that comes to the court system. They have a right to make that decision for you. So it's nothing, and I haven't completely went over it yet. So let me pull up a few of these documents and let y'all know what's the difference is in these cases. When you all look at these documents and you all think that, oh, this is going to be a solution. No, it's not going to necessarily be a solution, because the document has to go along with the local rules. All the document has to go with the local rules in the court. And any court you go to is going to have local rules. So that means the document got to be a certain way. It's got to have this much information. It can't be this big. It can't be this small. It can't. It's got a whole lot of stuff to go along with it now. So these are some documents I got from some people before. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all see my screen. And I got these documents from some people who said that they got it from some cats right here, and these are the documents that's on my hard drive right now. So right here, like these right here are documents you got, but here's like for instance, let's go to for your instance, for the ones who had the driver license suspended. So let's go this right quick. See, this document looks like this here. See how it is. They put this together, but this is not right because you're gonna put this to the DMV. You're gonna let them know what you at the top. You're gonna put your caption, the case number, the case number, the child support case number, the parent name, the same heading for the court. You're gonna put up there with the case number. Then you're gonna put the DMV from you, your driver license number, and your notice was received. Driving privilege will be suspended for alleged debt for child support and a suspension of driving privilege without proof of a debt or safety violation in violation in direct violation of the U.S. Supreme Court decision Bell versus Burson in 402 U.S. 535, 539 in 1971, which held driving privileges are required in pursuit of the livelihood. I know y'all probably can't see that. C. Bell versus Burson, in the case I just said, holding that driver's license may become essential in the pursuit of a livelihood. Okay? A notice was received by mail claiming your driving privilege will be suspended. That'll be the name in capital letters. Okay? Don't forget about that. The undersigned requires proof. That's you. Your secure party. Write your name, the secure party way on here. If you are a secure party in UCC1, if you don't have your UCC1 financial statement available, or you haven't did your you haven't did your hold on a second. Let me hit this right. Okay, there we go. If you haven't did your UCC1 financial statement yet, and you have not became a secure party yet, then that's going to be your main problem right there, is becoming a secure party and using your secure party assets right here. Um, okay, the undersigned, which is used secure party, requires proof of a debt before driving privileges. The Department of Justice, the attached memo, has held that driving privileges cannot be suspended unless by due process in accordance with criminal due process. So you're not a criminal. That's why you can use this right here with the heading and the caption on top of it, or the court case, to the DMV and let them know this is the case that they're claiming, they're claiming that they have a right to suspend your driver's license based off of that. So if you had this document and you had it put the right way, that's why I just showed it to you. If you had the document and it's been put set up the right way, then it'll be easy for you to be able to navigate the system and just grabbing documents from people. You know what I'm saying? You might want to look this case up. What does this case actually say about it? How would you know what this case actually says? Okay, so I tell you what, let's go Google that right quick. Like I say, let's go DuckDuckGo that. All right, I'm gonna close this window out, and I'm gonna open another window right quick, and then we're gonna go over here, and we're gonna go into this window right here. See if y'all can see that. Go into this window right here. Okay, we're gonna dismiss that, and we're gonna search for this case. Okay, paste, but I want to take the C part out. Okay, so we're gonna look this case up right quick. All right, so under still law right here at the Supreme right here. Let's look this case up, see if they got some information. Okay, this was argued in March 23rd, 1971, decided on May 24th, 1971. Said Georgia's Motor Vehicle Safety and Responsibility Act, which provides the motor vehicle registration and driver's license of an uninsured motorist involved in an accident, shall be suspended unless he posts security for the amount of damages claimed by the aggrieved party, in which excludes any consideration of fault or responsibility for the accident at the pre-suspension hearing held violative of procedural due process. Before Georgia, whose statutory scheme significantly involves the issue of liability, may deprive an individual of his license and registration, it must provide, a procedure for determining the question whether there is a reasonable possibility of a judgment being rendered against him as a result of the accident. So this case was reversed and remanded. Back to the case. So this is a good case right here, because you can't suspend someone driver's license. You can't suspend your driver's license without it being a crime being committed. And and the ability to pay child support is not a crime. So when they say that you commit a crime, that's the only way they're gonna be able to suspend your driver's license. So if they suspend your driver's license, they're saying that you committed a crime, but it's in violation of due process on the criminal procedures. Okay, and not paying child support is not a criminal procedure. Okay, so this case right here that we looked up, Bell versus Burleson, can be used for your child support case because it's not a criminal case. It's not involving an accident. So nothing like that. It's just it's just they're assuming that you just don't know. Okay, you just don't know that this information is important. Now they said they had. Hold on, let's look at the case part. So here's the case, the rest of the case. So look, they had to pay a security deposit $5,000. Let's see what. And this is all the information right here about the case. So if you want to read that, you can copy that case. It's at the top of the screen. You can copy that case and you can go read it for yourself, or I can copy it and put it in the chat right quick just so you can have it. You got to go back and see this chat at a later time. You will have it. I will put that in the chat for you. And so I got a question inside the chat. Now that I think about it, let's see what's going on here. Okay, 7.3 Clan. Hey, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Also, he says inside the chat right here that driver license has nothing to do with child support unless these dudes sign something. I understand that part, but see, you got to understand though. If you're a U.S. citizen, that means that you use the Social Security number as identification. If you use um, if you're still a U.S. citizen, if you don't pay child support, they can suspend your passport, they can suspend your driver license because each one of those is a title of nobility. It's a driver's license is a title of nobility. A passport is considered a title of nobility because you got to have the, the Social Security card and the birth certificate to even get that. So um, if you violate some kind of agreement with the government, your we want to call it not a tacit agreement, but it's assumed agreement with the government. When you get a driver's license, you are taking on all the responsibilities of a United States citizen. That means if you don't do what you're supposed to do, help them pay down the deficit with your dollars, pay your tax and all the other stuff, they can suspend those title of nobilities from you. So even if you think that driver's license had nothing to do with child support, if you got to pay child support and miss a few payments, they'll suspend your driver's license. Almost every state would do it too, and the state of Texas would do it. So the idea to getting out of that is number one. This case right here I just gave you, which is Bell versus Burson, and I got about 40, 50 other ones. You want to look at this case right here, and also look at the document that I will send you in the download section if you want it in the download section, or you are a member already, you want to get it. You just let me know. Um, where you want me to send it to, and I'll send it to you. It's just, as simple as that. It's not hard to do this. You just got to understand the laws, and long as you are operating as a U.S. citizen inside the United States, as long as you're using it, if you're using the United States and using that Social Security card, and you got a title of nobility like a driver's license or a marriage license or anything like that, if you do not take care of your obligation as a U.S. citizen, because you're a U.S. citizen, you are a federal employee. That means you work for the federal government, you pay taxes and everything else. If you do not do your part as a part of the U.S. citizen, as part of the U.S., the small U.S., if you don't do your obligation, they can suspend your title of nobility because it's a privilege for you to drive if you're a U.S. citizen. It's your right to travel if you are a non-U.S. citizen, which means you're American national or American state national like myself. So you do have a right to opt out of that system. You do have a right to say that you cannot suspend my driver's license because like we just read it here. It's a part of it's a part of the livelihood. They can't just suspend your driver's license because number one, there's not even a that's not even a I mean, that's a violation of due process on the criminal side. So If they suspend your driver's license, they suspend it because you did something criminal, and not paying child support is not a criminal case. Therefore, no one can suspend your driver's license not unless you say something about it. Okay, you got a question? What's up? 7.3 Clan, what you got? But why he's thinking of this question? Why he's typing this question in right quick? He or she, I'm not sure. Are you a male or female? But so this case was reversed and mandated and remanded back to the court because you cannot suspend someone's driver's license without based on the fact that they have not been the person have not been convicted of paying child support as a crime. He or she have not been convicted of a crime in order for their driver's license to be suspended, like as opposed to accident. Okay, male. Okay, good. 7.3. You say you're male. So your driver's license, you didn't commit a crime. So why is your driver's license being suspended? It's a title of nobility. It's a privilege to be a driver, but it's an honor to be a traveler. That's the difference. That's why if you're a U.S. citizen, if you haven't got your secure party done, you haven't did your UCC1 financial statement, you haven't did your revocable living trust or your irrevocable trust, you haven't did none of that. You're a U.S. citizen. If you're not opt out of the system, opt out of that birth certificate name in capital letters. Stop using that social security number. Start get your EIN number for your trust and use your EIN number for everything. You are a U.S. citizen. If you don't pay your obligations to the United States, they will suspend your title of nobility, which is the driver's license. If you got a marriage license, if you got anything you got that has a license on it, you work for the United States government. Okay. You don't need permission to travel. You need permission to be a driver. A driver is a person who uses the highway to make money. Okay, that means you use the highway to create funds. That's what you do. If that's what you do, then hey, more power to you. If you want to if you want to stay a U.S. citizen, more power to you. But it's not going to do you any good because in the long run, if you if they say you owe $10 of child support and you don't pay it, they'll suspend your driver's license. Okay, simple as that. Just no other way around it. You might not like it or not. World Peace 32, what's up? Hey, my man, what's up? Hey, how you doing, sir? Look, he called me by my government name. Hey, I'm good, man. How about yourself? Thank you for joining me. I told you I'm gonna go back to start making more YouTube videos, and I'm trying to update. You can see behind me, I'm still trying to get my new office together. It's behind me, so I'm making more YouTube videos. But if you all do not like and subscribe to this channel, give this video the thumbs up. Hey man, I'm gonna stop doing it again. I mean, it's I'm gonna give you the information, and if you just missed the first part of the video, you can go back and see this video after it's over, and you can see what you missed and everything I told you about. This little class was by Parens Patriae, and and it's also is by the writ of Avizandum. Okay, so the Parens Patriae, the video explains it to you off the bat. The government assumed that they are the parent of every single citizen. Just what they did for the pandemic. They made you lock down and go in and wear a mask. They are exercising Parens Patriae. That's what they're doing. They're exercising Parens Patriae. They made you stay inside, go put a mask on, go get a vaccine. They're acting under Parens Patriae. They're telling you that they have a right to govern your affairs because you don't know how to govern yourself. So if that's what you want to continue to do, then go ahead and stay a U.S. citizen. It's not going to be profitable for you. I can tell you now, it's not going to be profitable at all being a U.S. citizen because they can just tax you anytime they want to. They can do whatever they want to do. You know we offer this service of secure party credit here at Global Communication Entertainment Group. It's at globalcommunicationsent.org if you want to become a member. Also TexasParalegalGuy.org. It's going to be a membership only website on Texas Paralegal Guy where you can go in and get documents that I get from Westlaw and download, and I put it into the download section. Plus a whole lot of stuff I done collect over the years can help you discharge your mortgages, your car notes, your child support, anything that you got going on that you need to discharge. And you can listen to all these fly people selling out these 1099s, all the other stuff. No, man, it's simpler way than that. And you do it through the IRS. They're your best friend. Where does it say driving is not a right? It's not. It's the right to travel, sir. We've been doing right to travel for over 5 years right now, helping people have the right to travel. So you have a right to travel because before you become a driver, you are what? You're a traveler. You chose to give up your rights to be a traveler to become a driver. Once you become a driver, you're always a driver until you opt out of the system completely. a traveler. You have a right to use the highway to go from here to there, to go from school, to go to meet with friends, go to grocery shopping. You have a right to do all that. It's You have to become a driver if you want to use the highway to make commerce. And what I mean by that, if you want to use the highway to say work for Uber, or you want to deliver for DoorDash, or you want to work for FedEx, or something like that. Any kind of, you want to be a parts driver for um, AutoZone or O'Reilly or something like that. There, you have to have a driver's license because they have to have an insurance on you in the vehicle that's transporting the product. So you have to. You know what I'm saying? You have to. All right. So let me see what you say right here. What did Clarence say? He said, "Did you have the right to drive?" No, you have a right to travel. You have to ask for permission to drive. Okay. You have to ask for permission to drive. You cannot you cannot, there's no way you're going to be able to become a driver, which means use the highway for for um for the purpose of commercial activity, to conduct commercial business without getting a driver's license. That's why they ask you to have insurance. They want you to have insurance on the state vehicle, because the vehicle that you're driving is theirs. That's why they want you to have insurance on it, so they can save their money on putting the insurance on it. And you have to have registration, which means you got to be registered. So whenever the police officer or peace officer pulls you, runs your license plate, he gonna see who you are, because the state is saying that you have to. The state is allowing them to do it with the license plate, the registration, and the insurance. And if you got all three of those things, you are operating in commerce. Simple as that. They made it simple. They say everyone has to do commerce. So that's why they make everybody get a driver's license. Everybody has to do commerce. Period. All right. On YouTube, he said, if I pay taxes, I have the right to drive. Okay. Well, I don't know what state you're in. 7.3 clan. I don't know what state you're in. If you pay taxes, you think you have a right to drive. Try to do it without a driver's license. Okay. Try to do it without a driver's license. And I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. They're gonna tell you, where's your driver's license? You're gonna say, I don't have one, and then you're gonna mess around and not show your passport. You're gonna say, oh, you don't have a right to travel or drive. That's what's gonna end up happening. You don't have a right to travel or drive, so they just run you on in and see who you are, and they get your fingerprints for a non-injured party case. You know what I'm saying? They get your fingerprints. They got you in the system. Next time they see your vehicle, they be looking to pull you over because you don't quite understand what's going on. If you pay taxes or not, if you got a driver's license, if you have a driver's license, and you do not pay your government debts, that means child support, that means taxes, any kind of court costs, any kind of tickets or whatever you got going on. If you don't pay those, they would take that title, no bill, that driver's license away from you. And if you don't have a driver's license, they'll try to put you in jail. That's why you got to change your status. Become an American state national, okay? Become an American state national. That's the best thing I can say do. World Peace said, what's up, man? Hey, what's up? Thank you for joining me also. And he said, what you say on here, man? He said, oh, for sure. Long time no what? Long time no see. Okay, I see you. Long time no see. All right, yeah. Right, man. I'm still trying to get up on here. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to start back on it again. If I can get more people to subscribe and like and thumbs up the video, I would do a whole lot more. I can do one or two a day. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of YouTube people that I respect that's on YouTube. I do a lot of videos a day, so I'm gonna start back doing it again. Get this channel up. I need 1,000 subscribers on this channel before the middle of March. Okay, let's do it. All right. So y'all make sure y'all stick around for that. Okay. So, but what about the Fifth Amendment? What about the Fifth Amendment? You want to look it up and see what it says? The Fifth Amendment. And let's look that up right quick. Since you mentioned that, let's just look it up right quick. Cause let me make sure that you all are on the same. You're looking at the same thing I'm always looking at. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. Let me share my screen right quick. All right. Okay, so we're gonna look over at this right quick. Okay, Fifth Amendment of the Constitution, what you saying? And I think this is about double jeopardy, something like that there. Okay, the Fifth Amendment creates a number of rights relevant to both criminal and civil proceedings. In criminal cases, the Fifth Amendment guarantees the right to a grand jury, forbids double jeopardy, and protects against self incrimination. It also requires that due process of the law be part of any proceeding that denies a citizen life, liberty, or property and requires the government to compensate citizens when it takes private property for public use. Okay, the key thing right here is a citizen. So what is that? Okay, what is a citizen? A U.S. citizen. So this Fifth Amendment protects U.S. citizens. It requires the government to compensate citizens when it takes its private property for public use. Well, your Social Security number is a private property, isn't it? Isn't your birth certificate a private property? I mean, I'm just saying now. Now, on Amendment 5, just what it actually says, no person should be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on a presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger, nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be put twice in the jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall it be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of the law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Okay, now we just read this early. You remember when I read that? That what I read earlier was saying about it says inside that if they suspend your driver's license, it can only be suspended for a criminal offense. So a criminal offense that would be without due process of the law because they're claiming that you committed a crime, so they got to give you the due process of law, which means you're entitled to a jury. If it's a criminal case, you're entitled to a jury. That's what they're saying. So if you're not entitled to a jury, then it's not a criminal case. They cannot suspend your driver's license. You can ask for them to give it back to you, and so they can prove that you owe a debt under your name in capital letters. And if you are a U.S. citizen, you do owe the debt. They can't suspend it. Okay? If you're not a U.S. citizen, you shouldn't even have a driver's license anyway. All right? All right. I hope that makes sense to you right there. Try to make sense to you anyway. To make sure that you get on the right path of what you're trying to get to. So world peace. What you saying up here? World peace. TBG. Can I get my living revocable trust done from you? Of course, man. We've been doing those for the longest, bro. I told you that. World peace. We've been doing that. We've been doing irrevocable trust. Um, we've been doing irrevocable trust, revocable living trust on the SPC one, and we do everything through Westlaw, bro. So you can get it done over here, man. I had a trust special on SecureParty.store a while back, and everyone missed that. Well, the smart people got on it, they called it, but a lot of other members didn't get on that to take advantage of that special. But yes, you can do your revocable trust through us, okay? All right, so just talk to me about that when you have a chance to, world peace. Okay, what about the women who applies for child support? That's a good question, 7.3 clan. That's a very good question. The women that apply for child support, when they apply for it, the actual the agency actually force them to file a child support case against the other party because if the parent is applying for service needs Medicaid or Medicare or anything like that, they make them file child support on the father. Okay, you have to have child support because they need child support coming in because the 4D court, the 4D municipal court is a municipal court, they're administrative court, they're a private corporation that pays taxes every year. They have an EIN number. They make money off of collecting child support payments from you and taking money out of it and then send it to the other parent. That's how they make their money. They make so much money, and once they keep their child support numbers up every single year, the government gives them a grant under Title 4D Social Security Act, the Social Security 4A Act. 1974 Social Security 4A Act. They get a grant from that every year. They keep the child support numbers up, so they force you to pay child support by saying that the other parent needs Medicaid or the other parent needs what they call it now, food stamps or whatever, SNAP or whatever they call it, or they need any kind of services from the government, they're gonna make you file for child support. And how you can get out of that, if you had a person that took your information, excuse me, took your information and gave it to the child support office. That means they gave you a social security number too. So someone to give you a social security number is a violation of your rights, violation of your private information, and you can sue them. In a matter of fact, if any under some statutes and code, I'll talk about that next time. Some statutes and code, you can sue a person that asks you for your social security number, even a company that asks you for credit, asks you for your social security number, you can sue them. So if the other parent went and gave your social security number and gave everything so they can get the benefits, they're gonna give them the right information because they want the benefits. But they went and gave you information, you can get out of there by saying that that person furnished your information illegally, and get out of the child support agreement, because the child support agreement is with the person who applied for the services. You didn't apply for the services. They just use your social security number to obtain the credit, and they charge it to you as a debt with interest. So when you're paying child support, the child support office is telling the IRS and the government that you got a loan from them. So when you pay child support, you paying back a loan you got from the child support office, because they got credit from your social security number, and they making you pay that back as a debt with interest. Simple as that. So why not sue her? That's what you said. Why not sue her? You can sue her. Definitely, you can sue her. I mean, I'm a paralegal. I can show you how to do that. You can definitely sue her. I mean, that's a given, man. It's easy to sue the other parent because she the one furnished your information. All you gotta do is ask for the application. And how they get your information? They can't say you was already in the system. Just ask for that. Ask to see what the application look like, and if she put your social security number on there, you sue her for giving you for divulging your private information to a agency of a service that she applied for that you didn't apply for. So you're not in agreement with her furnishing your information for the sake of her getting some free benefits that should be given to us free in the first place. So no, you just don't do it. You sue the other parent if you have to, and I can show you a way to do that in federal court. It's gonna be, if you're gonna do it in federal court, it's gonna be based on diversity of citizenship. So one parent have to live in one state, the other parent have to live in another state. If you're gonna do it under diversity, if you're gonna do just a regular lawsuit, then the amount that's in controversy has to be over $75,000 to take it to federal court. Okay. If you're a secure party and you got your fee schedule and you got your copyright affidavit, you can sue the other parent in federal court for over 75,000, because the fee schedule is going to allow you to get 75,000, 50 to 75,000 off the bat for any kind of violation of the information that's in your revocable living trust or your irrevocable trust. And you should have taken over that social security number and started using your EIN number. So if she's still using your social to acquire service from the 4D court or from the child support court, then she's in violation. You can sue the parent. Of course you can. You can always sue them. So that's the easiest way to tell you that. Now, I know we don't have too many on there, so I'm gonna make more videos once you get more people on here. But if you want me to make more videos, you gotta give this video the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Don't just come out and take a look. Subscribe to the channel. Don't come take a look. Subscribe. It's easy. The only thing you're doing is making this video available to a lot more people out there that can see it. On our Facebook channel, on our YouTube channel, you're making it more available for people to see it. Okay? So all you have to do is subscribe, thumbs up the video, share the channel. Okay, that'll make it a whole lot better. I'm gonna start making more videos, more informative videos. Just make sure you hang around and do it. So I got another video coming in probably another hour or so. So y'all hang around. I'm Jamie Millhouse, Texas Paralegal Guy, member of the American Bar Association, paralegal member of the American Bar Association on the 05737194. All this information is for entertainment purposes only. Do not take this information to be considered legal advice, but it is information that is readily available to the public, and it also can be readily available to anybody. Just that I'm a paralegal, I just know where to find it at. So that's all it is. It's just not meant to replace the any kind of information that you would get from an attorney, a licensed attorney. If you can find one with a license, hey, I say go with them. All right. If you can find an attorney with a license to practice law, then take the advice from them. For me, I'm just telling you that as a paralegal, we do all the work anyway. So, all right. And I seen you right there, World Peace. You said, thanks, my man. You're welcome. Thank you for joining me tonight. And thank y'all for joining me at the middle of the month. 1 o'clock in the morning Texas time. So I'm gonna get ready for the next video. And if you want more information, tune into the channel to the next video. Okay? I'm Zay McMillhouse, Texas Paralegal Guy. Peace and love. Keep you also you remember to keep the Most High, and always remember what His commandments say. I always gonna remind you of this. He said, "Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy." Okay. Sabbath starts on Friday evening to Saturday evening. Remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. The Sabbath is not on the first day. It's on Saturday, the last day. So remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. That'll be your your ticket to God, understanding that you know that it's Him, the Creator, Elohim, um, the Most High, Yahuwah. That's how you get your mark from God on you. Is by the ones that practice the um, the the Sabbath day, the Shabbat. You practice the Sabbath day every single week. Take that one day off. Take it for worshiping God. That's how He knows that you are marked and you have His word in your heart because you remember that Sabbath day. You kept it holy. Okay. Don't follow these religion people because the Messiah says inside the scriptures, He told you to pick up your cross and follow Him. He never told you to follow Christians. He said pick up your cross and follow Him. Okay? Do that. Until next time, God bless you. And my God, I mean Yahuwah, and give most thanks to the Lamb, His Son, Yahusha, who died for the sins of the world. All right? Thank you. God bless you. Bye-bye. See you on the next video.